Hello, everybody, and welcome to Season 2, Episode 2 of Not for Thought. It's a podcast channel designed for psychonauts and psychonautics. Oh man, I've tried making this I don't know how many fucking times, so hopefully, fingers crossed, this goes through, man. I've probably tried to make the next episode of this podcast so many fucking times. Um, if you want to know why it's been a struggle, just maybe watch my last podcast. I'm having some issues living with my family. I have to time things right, whatever. Um, anyways, I've actually moved down to the basement of my family's house, so I think the situation is somewhat resolved. Yeah, man. I'm going to talk about myself very briefly because I don't think anybody really gives shit, and then I'll get into the good stuff. But anyways, I was supposed to be smoking a lot less weed, and of course, I'm sure some people out there guessed it. I've been doing a shitty job, and I've still been smoking on a daily basis, and I'm not proud of that at all. But I'm slowly trying to make progress towards smoking less, man. I think at this point it's just a matter of boredom and I'll just be sitting in my room and I'm like, I got nothing to do. Let me smoke some weed and give myself a little bit of energy, and I don't know, man. Whatever. I need to fucking stop. And I really thought I was going to, but it was harder than I thought, and I'm guessing most people listening were probably like, yeah, this guy's totally full of shit. He's not gonna stop smoking. Anyway, so I'll probably take a hit of weed at some point on the podcast. But I got some really good shit to talk about, so yeah, man. So like I said, I moved to the basement of my family's house. I'm paying rent, like I'm not just leeching off the fam. I'm buying my own food and paying for utilities and rent and shit, so at least there's that, but I'm still a pothead, dumbass kid, and I guess weed's got a better grip on me than I thought. Anyways, but hear me out real quick though, man. I was drinking like on a daily basis, like a lot, like intentionally getting drunk on a daily basis, and I've excuse me, Jesus. I've managed to take such a massive step back from that. I mean, I have an episode called, like, my worst alcohol experiences or something like that. Anyways, so I'm proud of myself for at least taking a step back on that. I stopped abusing DMT entirely. Like, I haven't really been smoking much DMT at all. So anyways, I've just been controlling myself with other things, but I've still been smoking way too much weed, and I've gotten caught by my family a few times, which is just like, I just feel so defeated every time, and I feel so disappointed in myself, and I'm sure that my family just like fucking hates me at this point, so hates me smoking. But anyways, so yeah, man, it's been an interesting month since I fucking made the last podcast. I felt bad for not uploading for so long, and so I wanted to make an episode, and I timed it really well, that first episode, and then ever since, man, it's been so hard to get even an hour of alone time with nobody around to be able to hear me talking about this stuff, So, yeah, I don't know what to do, but, well, no, I do know what to do. I fucking moved downstairs, So, yeah, it's been interesting, man. But anyway, all right, that was weird. My fucking neighbor, they can like kind of see me from one of my windows, and I just felt very awkward there and lost my train of thought. It's like the middle of the night. What a fucking creep. That was so weird. Anyways, yeah. So, just one of the reasons why it's been troubling around here getting some time to make the podcast. So anyways, I'm gonna get back into it though. I have much more freedom now, but apparently I need to get some fucking shade so Creepface doesn't look at me through the window. What the hell? What the fuck, man? Let me stare at this window of this fucking house that I'm not a part of. Weirdo. Man, that shit was happening at my old apartment. I thought I got away from that. Anyways. So yeah, man. Um, I've just been working so fucking much, and that's what's really taken most of my time. I could maybe still be able to upload a podcast at least once a week if I wasn't working as much as I am, but my hours are so fucking weird. Anyways, man, I'm just boring everybody listening. Anyways, I guess let me talk about some recent DMT experiences that I've had, you know. Oh shit. My fucking neighbor again. Dude, that's so weird. Why are they up right now? They're like older and they shouldn't be up at this time of night. They're at least not walking around in their fucking backyard. Okay, there, they turn their lights off, thank God. I don't know, I guess it doesn't really matter. It just feels weird. I don't know, I'm trying to be comfortable right now. Like, I had my hand in my pants, and all of a sudden I look up, and somebody's staring in at my window. Like, what the fuck? Not that I really care that much. I just, it pisses me off, man. Know your boundaries. Know your space. You know, you don't you don't look into some stranger's house and through their fucking windows. It's creepy. Anyways, I'm making a big deal out of it now. Oh man. All right. Anyways, so about a week ago, I got home after work, and I don't get off until like 11:30 at night. I don't get home until closer to midnight, and I get home and I had like an okay week, but I was like, you know what? I want to smoke some DMT. So I get out my bong and I throw some weed into a bowl and I throw in quite a bit of DMT. Excuse me. Holy shit. That was so rude. Um I so I layer on some more weed on top of the DMT, and I think I was just like, I don't know, I hadn't smoked for a while. I was just trying to see what was going to happen, you know. I wasn't trying to like go to the moon, but I was trying to feel it. So, after kind of where I ended on my last DMT smoking sessions, like my frequently smoking sessions, however I say that. I went through a phase. Anybody listening to the podcast knows that I went through quite a big phase of smoking DMT for the first time, and then for a couple months after that or so. Anyways, right at the end of that phase, I was kind of starting to figure out a bit more of the proper way of getting the most out of your DMT. And so, anyways, my point being is that I didn't have a breakthrough, but I think I figured out how. So, anyways, I'm just like taking a fat hit out of my bong, and I hold it in for a little while, and blow it out, and I'm feeling it right away, like the sound is kind of getting quieter, feels like the air is kind of being sucked out of the room, and like my ears are getting plugged up, and my skin feels a little tingly, and my muscles might feel a little twitchy, and then I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna just smoke the rest of that bowl, send it. So I take the fucking hit, and I just remember like pretty much immediately diving into my bed after I took the hit. I tried to hold it in. I think I did hold it in for a while. It wasn't a significant amount of DMT in the bowl, but it was enough to feel, So anyways, I hold it in, I blow it out, and I go and like dart right onto my bed, and I lay down. And pretty much immediately, I think I was just like, it felt like something was like pulling me by my shoulders from below me and was just like yanking me downward, dude. And it felt like I was just like almost flying backwards. And I immediately was like, holy shit, am I leaving my body? And all of a sudden, I was still like somewhat in my body. I could still like, I don't know how to explain. I still had a body, but I wasn't necessarily in it. Anyways, I felt like I was fucking floating, dude. It was like this massive psychedelic pole formed, and I was like spinning on it. Anyways, it felt like I was floating and like spinning around on this pole, but like flat. Like if the pole is vertical, it was almost like I was laying in the middle of it flat and like spinning around going downward as I'm watching like all this shit just like shooting out of the pole above me, all these colors and these like rainbows that are flying around and shit. But they're also like spinning, like they're not your regular rainbows, they're your fucking DMT rainbows, you know? Anyways, it was so fucking crazy. After it was over, I just like sat up and was like, holy shit, that was so close to a breakthrough, man. I was straight up fucking like floating, dude. That was crazy. That was the closest to like, other than a dream, that was the closest I've ever felt to flying. It was fucking wild, dude. It was weird. But like I said, it was like I was laying flat, because I was actually laying flat on my bed. That was probably why. I don't know. But it was trippy, man. It was really fucking trippy, and I kind of called it good there, you know. And didn't really think about DMT much. You know, I have it. I'll like, I'll like move it from one spot of my room and then to another and then to another and then put it away. You know, because I'm like, I'll always want to smoke it, but it's so intimidating that sometimes it's hard to get myself to actually like smoke it. You know. But I meant to this weekend, you know. So another week goes by at work, and I felt like the last time that I smoked was kind of mediocre, you know. And so this whole week I'm like thinking about it, you know. I'm like, tonight I'm gonna smoke DMT, and then I don't, you know. And then I just kept thinking about it, and so the weekend finally gets here, and I decide I'm going to smoke some DMT. So a couple hours ago, my family all goes their separate ways for the night, and I come down to the basement where I'm staying now, and oh, fuck, okay. You know what, before I explain this first, so I smoked twice. I'll just spoil a little bit now. I smoked twice, and the first one was cool. The second one, by far the craziest smoke session I've ever had with DMT. The craziest shit I've seen on DMT by far. It was awesome, dude. Some crazy shit's coming up. But first, I'm gonna smoke a little bit of weed, bro. Because like I said, I'm doing a terrible job of keeping up with not smoking. You know, I could be like, I'm gonna start right now. But dude, who actually wants me to do that? Who out there actually wants that, right? Probably some people. Probably some people are like, dude, you should just go sober if you want to be sober. Which, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm just rambling on. Alright, hold up. Alright. Cheers, everybody. Okay. Alright. So, shit. That was a good hit. I hope some people smoked with me if they had some weed. Okay. So, yeah, so like, I would say maybe around 2 hours ago. Yeah, I guess that's right. I decide that I'm gonna smoke a little DMT. So I load up a bowl, throw a bit of DMT on it, and not as much as I did with the bowl the previous week, last week, but still like a decent amount, enough to where I knew I was gonna feel it, you know. So I ripped the whole bowl, and I don't really feel like satisfied, I guess. I took a hit and I was just like, this ain't enough. So I decide to pop open my DMT stuff that has like my DMT meth pipey thing in it, you know. I pull out the DMT pipe, and there's a little bit of like leftover resin or whatever you want to call that. So I take a hit. I think I just took one, and maybe I took two. I don't know. It wasn't very much, and it was like the leftover residue, so it just didn't really do anything. But I laid back, and I saw like it basically just looked like a sky full of like 5 times the amount of normal stars and moving around a bunch was basically what I saw. And it was something that I had seen before. With DMT, sometimes it feels like you're like putting on different filters or something. Like, oh, you smoke DMT this time, you see all this stuff, and then the next time you see completely different shit, and then the time after that you see stuff that's completely different than the first 2 times, and then the fourth time you see what you saw the first time, and it's just like, I don't know. I feel like there's some outer force deciding if you actually get to have like a real experience with the DMT or not. I don't know. Cause I was like, that wasn't enough. After I sobered up from it, I was like, I gotta do that again, but go a little bit harder. And so I just like don't even weigh it out, man. I just like dumped in a bunch of DMT into my DMT pipe and was like, yeah, I'll roll with that. um, I've weighed it out plenty of times to where I'm like, I don't think I put that much in there, but I knew that it was enough to hopefully have a breakthrough. So, anyways, I lit a ridiculous amount of fucking sage and lit a bunch of Palo Santo and, just fogged it out. And I put up this like $10 disco light I got from Walmart in the ceiling. I put it up there and turned it on, and that shit was kind of dope. It was pretty lit in here. It looked like a fucking place to throw a party or something in my basement, in my family's basement. It was dope. Like, throw a DJ booth in the corner and throw the disco light over that and get like 50 or so people down here, and you got yourself a pretty lit party. you know? Anyways. But it was still pretty cool, just even by myself, just looking at the disco light spinning around was like, whoa, dude. Anyways, so I sit down on my bed, I grab the pipe, and I'm just like, got it in my hand, taking breathers, and I light some Palo Santo and bless my pipe and whatever. I'm just kind of trying to think about my intentions with the DMT. I'm trying to do that a lot more with DMT because I truly think that it has so much potential that I haven't given it credit for yet. I mean, it has literally brought me out of like suicidal thoughts before, and I laugh, but that's like totally true. So anyways, not to like hit a dark note, but I mean, it's a good thing because I'm not anywhere near to the state of mind that I was before DMT, and after it, I'm in a way better headspace. But anyways, so I'm just trying to like clear my mind and think about really basic intentions, nothing too crazy or specific, And so I land on just trying to learn how to let things go a little bit, and not care so much, I guess, about things that really don't matter and that I know don't matter, things that I overthink. I'm trying to learn how to get past that, I guess. Anyways, I don't know if I was really able to pick up a whole lot, but I'm glad that I'm making this so quickly. So I think this was like maybe about 40 minutes ago, just to put it into perspective, because I was like just going through it in my head after it happened. Like, even like as it was ending, I was like going through all of it in my head about how I'm going to explain it on the podcast. And then I was like, I should just fucking do it, which I've done before. But anyways, it's kind of why I start the podcast, right? If anybody remembers to like the first episode of season 1. Anyways, so yeah, dude, I took a hit and it was like kind of whatever, It was like, this is the same old. Nothing crazy is gonna happen, And so I immediately going for the second hit. I mean, I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna go hard. So I start taking a big fat rip, and I just have Icarus 480's words playing in my head. We take fatty rips out here, or something like that. And I just kept playing those words in my head, and I was like, come on, take a big fat hit, And I took a fucking huge hit, and mid-hit, all of a sudden I see these fucking entities appear, dude. And all I saw were like gigantic lakes standing in my room, dude. but it was like also like I was in outer space too. It was fucking weird, dude. And so I'm taking this hit, right, and it all of a sudden my face like starts feeling like it's fucking melting or something, dude. I don't know how to explain it. It straight up felt like I was turning into the wall. It felt like my whole body was just like flattening out and it was starting at my face. It was so weird, dude. But anyways, like I felt like if I was able to look at myself, it would have looked like I was turning into the wall, you know? Anyways, that's what it felt like too. So, um, anyways, I couldn't really talk at first, you know? I think I'm pretty much left my body for like a very, very split second, but this is all like happening super fucking fast, dude. So overwhelming, you know? Like I'm melting into the wall. I'm seeing these entities appear, and I just like it's all happening so fucking quick, you know? And all I'm seeing are these lakes, right? And they look like giant elf lakes were the best way of describing it that I could think of. Where like she's like the shoes were like curled at the end and they were wearing like these like striped socks with multicolored shorts or skirts. It was weird, dude. Um but they were standing right in my fucking room, dude. I could see my flooring behind them and underneath them. It was so weird, dude. Um Anyways, but it did feel like I left my body for a quick second, and then I pretty pretty quickly went back in. And when I went into my body, dude, I straight up like I've never questioned my existence like that before on any psychedelic, dude. It was insane. Like I didn't know who I was. I didn't know what I was. I straight up went back in my body and I was like, "Am I me? Am I my body? What's going on?" I like out loud I was saying this shit. It was fucking whack, dude. It was so crazy, you know, and I'm seeing these fucking entities' legs in front of me, and it was so crazy. Nothing really happened, but as I'm taking, rewind back a little bit, as I'm taking the hit before I laid down, the entities, like, I couldn't really see them. Like I said, all I could see were legs, but one of them, like, it was like a giant like mother one or something. Like I was getting a very motherly vibe from her. She like grabbed the pipe from me and like helped me set it down instead of burning myself or burning my furniture. It was literally like the entity was helping me set the fucking pipe back down into this little bowl that I had to intentionally set the pipe in so I didn't burn my fucking basement down, you know? That was so fucking weird, dude. Craziest shit I've ever seen. Then I saw these like entities behind the one that was helping me set my pipe down, and oh my god, it was whack. And then I left my body, got sucked back in. I was like, what the fuck is going on? What am I? Where am I? It was so weird, dude. My existence has never been like shattered like that in my life. That's the best way of explaining it, was that like my existence was just fucking shattered for a brief minute. And then I'm seeing all this weird shit, you know? And then, you know, I kind of gain my, holy shit. I'm just so excited, man. It was so crazy. I kind of gained my consciousness back, I guess, you know? Like I remembered who I was. I was kind of starting to be able to think and talk again, but I was still seeing the craziest shit, dude. So I look up at my ceiling, and we have this drop down ceiling that's, you know, like in a fucking elementary school or something. It's just like crappy, and you can like lift it up. And anyways, these like tiles, you know, all of a sudden I look up and I'm just seeing them turn into these like futuristic looking castle pillars, you know, like little miniature pillars that are like written with alien language all over them and shit, dude. It was so fucking weird, bro. And then I look at my tapestry, which I should take a picture of, and post on my Instagram or something. But I look up at this tapestry and I'm just watching this tapestry like form all these this alien writing just like going around different areas, and I could still see like it's a turtle in the middle with mushrooms coming out the top, and I could still see that, but like with all this, it like turned dark in the background. It's already purple, but it turned like almost black in the background. Then I was seeing these writings all over the fucking tapestry, just going all over the place, and seeing like this like static shooting out from it and stuff, and just, oh, it was so weird, bro. And then I look down at my body, and I'm seeing these like, my first off, my hands and arms are like cartoony, like almost. They're like very rounded and didn't look like my arms and hands at all. And then I see this like, I don't even know. It was like static almost, but it was just like a force field, like multiple layers of force fields surrounding my whole body, and I could like feel it pulling my muscles, and I could see like my arms twitching out and like, I don't know, reacting weirdly to the DMT, but it looked so fucking weird, dude. And I look up at my cat, and he's just sitting staring at the corner of my floor, just staring at it, won't let go, which is so weird for him because he's a very anxious, all over the place cat. So for him to be extremely still staring at something kind of made me think that there was like a spider or something running through, but there couldn't have been, because I looked, and I also like snapped at him, and I don't know, he was just being fucking weird, dude. Anyways, I'll go out to touch him, and I mean, I can't really explain it, but touching him was fucking bizarre, dude. It didn't feel like I was touching my cat. It felt like I was touching something I never have in my life. It was fucking weird. And then I was just like watching the floor move underneath him as I kind of sobered up from the trip. But I was so distracted that I didn't even think to take another fucking hit. But I bet if I had, I would have been on the fucking moon, dude. I would have been on another planet, on another plane, that's for fucking sure. I would have 100% had a breakthrough. That was by far the closest that I've had to a breakthrough. And I saw so much shit that just happened so fast, dude. I don't even know how to explain it. Like, it was just, Joe Rogan once was talking to Mike Tyson about DMT, and he was like, dude, it's like a dream, man. It goes by so quick. While it's happening, it's so real and it's so memorable. And then when you come out of it, it goes away so fast. Like in seconds, you're forgetting about most of it. And that's how it feels exactly with DMT. But it was so fucking crazy that I had to get on here and talk about it, dude. It was whack. Yeah, dude, I was like yelling, "What the fuck? This is so awesome!" And my disco light like looked like it was from another dimension or some shit, dude. I don't even know how to explain it. It was just like the colors were incredible, and it looked, I don't even know, dude. There's no way of explaining it. I wish I could draw better so I could draw it, but even then that'd be pretty tough. I've tried to draw stuff that I've seen on DMT, and it just never really goes that well. But anyways, dude, that was pretty much it. It was fucking whack. The entities kind of left after I got sucked back into my body, but that was so weird, dude, having the entity like come up to me and help me set the pipe back into the bowl. What the fuck, dude? And then I left my body. That was the first out of body experience I've ever fucking had. It was so brief, but awesome. It was so weird, dude. And then I was seeing those like castle pillars in the ceiling. That was so fucking weird, dude. It was awesome, man. That was the coolest experience I've had in a while. Definitely the craziest I've had on DMT. Except for like maybe the first night. I don't know, dude. It was so weird. And it was all open-eyed too. Or at least most of it. Most of it was open-eyed. Because as soon as I closed my eyes, I don't know, I had just like launched them back open. But anyways, man, what a crazy experience, dude. I don't even know. Like if somebody was here, they probably would have been like, dude, you're fucking weird by the end of it. Because I was straight up like, I left my body and like got sucked back into it, and I was I didn't know who I was, man. My existence was just shattered. I know I said all that, but dude, it was just so fucking nuts, bro. That was a mind fuck to the max. It was awesome. But anyways, yeah, that was about it. Um, I'll probably try some more again next weekend, I would assume, because I don't need to be smoking throughout the week. I already smoked too much weed, and I do drink quite a bit. It's just that like I don't drink to the point that I used to. Like I was intentionally being an alcoholic, and now it's like not at all that bad. And fuck, my throat's killing me. I haven't done this in a while. It's only like 30 minutes. Anyways, yeah, I figured I'd talk about Sham for a little bit. Shambhala Music Festival for anybody that might be curious. Um, yeah, I surprisingly was able to find a fucking ride, dude. So thank God. I'm just telling my family that I'm going camping with some friends, which is more or less true. I'm just hoping that they don't question me too much about it because I haven't exactly like came up with all that big of a lie. I don't like lying like that, intentionally being like, let me plan something out, because that's just asking to get caught. I don't know. Anyways, I don't want to sound like a total piece of shit, I guess. But I don't need my family knowing that I'm going to Canada. Yeah, it won't go well. I've explained why before. But anyways, so I found a ride, I think. Hopefully he doesn't bail on me, which saves me a lot of energy and time. So, time getting a new car and figuring out gas and stuff, like I'm good to go. I just need to save up some money and pitch in gas money when the time comes, and that's really about it. Maybe drive if the guy is comfortable with that. That was my cat. Um, but yeah, we're getting close. I'm about less than a month away from the festival, and it's gonna be crazy, dude. I'm gonna try and record as much as I can, but no promises. I don't know how comfortable I'm gonna feel recording it'll be like my first ever quote unquote vlog, because I don't know if it's really gonna be like that. It might just be a lot of music. um yeah, it might just be a lot of live music that I record. But anyways, yeah, I think it'll be a really, really fun experience to record. I just don't know how I'm gonna feel about doing it in front of total strangers. Not necessarily at the festival, but like in the car and stuff. I don't know. We'll see how much I really care. I know that I need to like be outside of my comfort zone and not care as much about what people think, but I also got to spend 40 hours with the people I'm riding with, so, I don't want to weird them out, or I don't know, I'm probably just overthinking shit, dude. We'll see. I'll let you guys know more as I get closer, but I've already like started packing stuff and shit, man. I have like outfits planned. I'm doing all the research that I can, and I think I'm gonna stay in Camp Stranger Danger. So yeah, come find me there if you just so happen. Well, nobody's seen my face, I guess. Never mind. um, but I'll be in Camp Stranger Danger, which I'm pretty excited about. I'm excited for like the real camping experience in the woods with a bunch of crazy wacko people with a bunch of drugs. They're apparently going to set up a kitchen in Camp Stranger Danger. They're going to have like community areas to like lounge in and just fuck around, and there's also going to be a kitchen set up apparently, which I'm so excited about. I'm going to bring all the candy and food that I can stuff into a container. I'm gonna bring all the hydration I can bring, and yeah, dude, I'm pretty excited. I got some things that I want to do when I'm there. We'll see how easy it is to get party favors, because you never know. It could be tough, but we'll see. Yeah, I'm pretty excited, dude. I think it's gonna be so much fucking fun when I get there, And I'm just gonna dance my ass off for 5 days, you know, enjoy some music and hopefully meet some fucking dope people. So, yeah, stay tuned for that. A couple weeks away, 4 weeks. Yep. And, all right. I guess I'll end the podcast here, man. I hope everybody enjoyed this, man. It's been too long, and I'm sorry. I know that. I started the podcast when I should have waited another month, I guess. Yeah, so anyway, thanks for listening, everybody. This is Not for Thought. Have a good day.